QWERTY 100, my lord and master, and your educator and metal guru, is glad to finally move on to other cheese bands, after 2 clips about Judy Priest. Both he, and I, are tired of talking about the vastly overrated Judy Priest. Some of the bands featured in this clip are even worse than Judy Priest, some are actually much worse than that bitch Judy, but at least they are obscure shit. As opposed to totally overrated shite such as Judy Priest. QWERTY loves saying Judy Priest. He is so bloody childish. I thought a woman was singing here, until I saw that the vocalist's name is John. John, you useless cheesemaker, the average woman has bigger balls than you. I mean that literally. Hopeless happy metal of the Americana kind. Is this the Japanese entry for the Eurovision Song Contest? Don't they realize they are not part of Europe? Although, listening to this power metal pop drivel, the only thing differentiating it from most other power metal bands is the Japanese language. Lady Gaga would never stoop this low, not even she. Her songs are art next to this. This is for closet cheese pop fans who want to be taken seriously as metal fans, but never will. To say this music is horrible would be to insult the noble adjective. Wings of Steel. Why this obsession with steel? These bands play soft-ass mainstream pop, and yet they go on and on about steel. Do I sense a need to compensate for a lack of steel in the music? And what a stupid band name. It's like a 3-year-old attempting clever wordplay. Or like a drunk hillbilly trying to order a drink in a foreign language. Why do Italian metal bands hate me so much? I will hate them back, and then we're even. Power metal equals pop music. Symphonic metal equals pop music. Repeat. Power metal equals pop music. Symphonic metal equals pop music. I want all you cheese sniffers to repeat this, until you finally understand it as fact. That's your homework from me. I will test you on the next Ranfest. www.youtube.com web link. Horrible vocals. One of the ugliest female voices I have heard in a while. This isn't your standard power metal cheese, this is more like Russian cheese. If you've heard Russian pop or rock music, then you'll understand better why this is so cheesy. As for knowing why it's awful, your ears should tell you that without any previous knowledge of Russian kitsch. They don't? Well then, you should ignore my comments and enjoy the list for its high musical value, of course. You are officially tone deaf. Caloria, Caloria, my shit encyclopedia, Caloria, the tattooed lady. Just some lyrics from a Muppet Show song that I used to sing as a kid. Anyway. Quiz question for metal fans, do you actually consider this music to be metal? www.youtube.com web link. Please ignore the way the band is dressed, and ignore the headbanging posing. Just focus on the music. Is this power metal? Is this metal in any way, shape, or form? If your answer is yes, your cheese intake must be astronomical. And your ears need cleaning. Or just cut them off, and throw them out the window. You know what they call symphonic power metal pop music, with a few growls thrown in? They call it melodic death metal. They are so funny, these cheese onions. What a joke. I call them camembert lot. Camembert, and a lot of it. But cheese a lot works as well. Proof that power metal bands don't have any power. Kindergarten metal is a more honest name. If this is metal, then Sauron must have won. Evil must have won. A Japanese band. Oh, I knew I was in for a treat. Combine power metal with Japan, and you've got one scary and toxic combo. Japanese bands take the already tried and failed, shit-stained cheesy formula, and then crap on it even more. They sit on it, then unload everything they've got, and then some. The result is the worst type of power metal there is, possibly. Japanese power symphonic metal bands literally sound like all J-pop groups, and they all sound identical. Sony must have opened a secret power metal factory somewhere in Tokyo, but the main ingredient isn't at all a secret, because it's so obvious. Fecal matter. Some bands, and what's even worse, many metal fans as well, think that melodic death metal is anything with growl vocals, even when it's pop music. Well, not quite true. The first growler wasn't Kronos from Venom. It was Animal, the puppet drummer from The Muppet Show. So using this power metallic logic, Animal played melodic death metal in the TV show whenever he sang. That is how idiotically metal genres are labeled these days. Don't trust labels anymore, just ignore them. Or learn to interpret them, as I do. Power metal equals cheesy pop music. Viking metal equals cheesy beer drinking pub songs. Symphonic metal equals cheesy pop tunes layered with keyboard solos. Melodic death metal equals pop music with a few growls. Epic metal equals power metal. We come full circle. A big round brown circle. Origin? The sewer. Alleged genres: progressive rock, alternative metal. Really? How about Linkin Park pop? Yet another glam metal band which took up swords, and is now reselling its spandex cheese to the power metal fans. At least that's how they sound. Who wants to listen to depressing cheese? Don't these guys know that cheese needs to sound happy? Happy metal fans don't want downer music to slit their wrists by. They want cheerful cheese that makes them jump off their seats and wave their plastic swords around. Vastly overrated milk product. They suck. Pop music that vaguely sounds like Evanescence is hardly symphonic metal. Has everyone in the metal scene gone nuts with the wrong labels? Might as well call this band extreme black metal, because it's just as false, not more. More garbage from the biggest garbage collecting record label of all time, Napalm Records. Guys, change that bloody name to Flowery Records, much more honest. Happy metal meets Journey and Foreigner. Not a very happy combination. Evanescence like Vomitus. The lowest form of pop music there is. Question: a band uses cheesy pop choruses tailor-made for Avril Lavigne and the teenies, yet you also play classical-influenced guitar solos. Progressive metal or not? Spoiler, click to read. I hope you got the answer right. If not, go back to metal school. Or stick to what you really love, generic Billboard chart pop music for the asses. The lamest kind of 80s AOR, and yet they labeled this bloody crap as progressive power metal. Italians. I wish they'd stick to the real cheese, and leave the metallic pop cheese to others. I can't stand these sheep in wolves clothing bands, and these cheesemongers are now dominating the metal scene. What I mean by that is bands that are like One Direction, but putting on Viking beards and impersonating metalheads. The sugary pop choruses make me vomit, and the heavy riffs put me in a drowsy stupor. The great QWERTY 100, my lord and master, not to mention boss, gave just a half fucking star for this shit. Because Rate Your Mucus doesn't offer lower ratings. The following review won a Pulitzer Prize award. Sheriffy from Rate Your Mucus personally delivered the award to QWERTY 100, who then proceeded to wipe his hairy Balkan butt with it. He then threw the award into the crowd. I know, because the award hit me in the head while I was making out with one of many boyfriends. I still wonder if it was intentional. The statuette hitting me, I mean, not the kissing. The kissing was intentional. Even if we ignore the fact a shit-stained award hit my head, it was so disgusting, mainly because QWERTY has a gross behind, and lacks basic hygiene. Okay, now the review. When are they going to engage that famous kill switch? All I hear is the cheese switch. I won't waste much time on this review. I've spoken about, defined, explained, numbered, ridiculed, trashed and utterly obliterated metal horror more than most metal horror hating music fans have. On my lists. This entire Switch Engage Kill Core album is manufactured using the usual formula: start heavy with boring assembly line corporate growls, then suddenly, without rhyme or reason, switch to an Avril Lavigne, or Miley Cyrus, same thing, chorus full of sugar and spice and everything nice. Then, once you're done with the generic goth chick pleasing pop chorus, sung with the wussiest vocal tone you can conjure out of your corporate self, go back to some more growling, showing how metal you are, after all. The post-chorus growling is sort of like an apology for the corny Justin Bieber pop chorus, as if the singer were saying, "Look, we know what I just sang in the corny metalcore chorus is cheesy pop garbage, but do understand that it's what pays our bills, but hopefully we prove our street cred with this amazingly heavy part that's just as poopy as the poppy chorus, but at least it's some heavy shit." Something like that. The entire album is composed of, sorry for using the word compose in this context, poppy choruses which we've heard from 1,000 metal horror bands, and their 30,000 metal horror songs, plus heavy parts that are literally all boring, and stale. Hence why this piece of junk is worthless, and gets the lowest rating. I said I was gonna keep this short, but metal horror bands, man, they just get me fired up to write nasty things, you know. Symphonic progressive goth metal, it says on the band's page. Nope. Pop. Fucking pop, that's all it is. I am not joking. Not nearly as bad as many of the bands here, but cheesy it sure is. Can I ever search for a power metal band on YouTube, without getting results for some bloody stupid computer game? Evidently not. King Leoric, the computer game. Just goes to show how these bands make an extra effort in increasing the cheese factor, as if there isn't enough already in the music itself. There are so many power metal bands with the same names as computer games, that I am almost tempted to believe there is a conspiracy here between bands and game makers. Hammerfluke for the poor. And keep in mind that Hammerfall itself is Iron Maiden for the poor. And all of Iron Maiden's post-1988 music is shit. That puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Beam me up, Scotty, now. I'm trapped in a parallel universe, in which all planets are made of camembert cheese and cheddar, and in which Switzerland sucks musically even more than in our own universe. They are preparing huge headphones for me, and man, I am scared shitless. If Bon Jovi bum-raped every member of One Direction, and all of their kids later formed a band, it would sound like this pile of cheesy dung. www.youtube.com web link. This isn't exceptionally bad cheese by any means, nor is the female vocalist an awful singer, at all. I added the clip because, well, I believe you can guess why I added it. Have fun, guys, and wash yourselves afterwards. Yeah. Wash yourselves. Unlike QWERTY 100. He washes himself once a year, if we're lucky. This stupid remark about that female singer is typical of QWERTY. He is a chauvinist pig, and I apologize for his childish comments. What? You are here, my lord? Oh. Nothing. Master QWERTY 100. I didn't mention you, oh lord. I was talking about how great, and how wise, you are. Okay, so I did talk about you. I am a shit liar. But I mean well. I was praising you. Phew. That was close. The bastard has gone back to the toilet. He almost caught me bad-mouthing him. He must keep believing that I worship him and his nasty, smelly genitals, otherwise I could lose my job. This is on the level of Bon Jovi. Yes, that bad. Can't get any worse.